Hi there, interGHOST here, and today I am going to be doing a movie reaction for Stephen King's It, the TV version, which came out in the 90s, I believe. This isn't the current new movie adaptation, it is the TV miniseries version. Now this, I don't think I've actually seen it since it first came out in the 90s. I remember watching it as a kid. I can't really remember anything about it apart from Tim Curry being in it and the clown looking quite silly. So apart from that, yeah, it's going to be a first time reaction. Now the reason I'm watching this is because if you watch my other channel, my interGHOST channel, I've just done a book review on Stephen King's It, the novel. So I've just read this a few weeks ago and I want to see what the TV miniseries version is like compared to the book. And I didn't want to go and do the movie version because I've seen that quite recently and I want it to be sort of like a first time reaction. So let's get into it. Now the TV version is 3 hours long, so probably about the same length as the movie because the movie's in 2 parts. So I'm guessing maybe this is in 2 parts, or it was originally in 2 parts. Then they released it on DVD, which is what I'm watching it on. Special appearance by Tim Curry as Pennywise. So interesting, it's showing all the photos of the Losers Club. So interestingly, it looks like this one is actually set in the 50s. Oh yeah, and it's got the werewolf in it, by the look of it. Yeah, so the book is set in the 50s, whereas the movie was set in the 80s, I believe. So this must be Derry, Maine. I wonder if Stephen King's actually in this. Although that looked very 80s. So is this, was at the beginning it's shown in the 50s and now it's jumped to the 80s? Because the idea is that Pennywise is an evil entity that comes to the town every 27 years and starts killing children. Oh, there he is. She's dead.
Marianne! Don't scare Mama now.
I wonder what time of night this TV version was put on. Was it put on after the watershed, so there's blood in it, or was it quite tamed down?
Chief's gonna have a cow when he sees you nosing around, Mike.
I won't tell him if you don't.
You saw I told you to stay out of this, Hamlin.
I'm just a concerned citizen, Chief, and I call 6 kids missing or dead a major cause for alarm here.
So Mike is one of the Losers gang. So this is set a bit further on. So yeah, it looks like the kids are in the 50s and then the adults are in the 80s, which is like the book.
Georgie.
So it is starting slightly differently because in the original book it starts with one of the boys' brothers being killed with the boat going down the drain, and then Pennywise is in the drain and kills him.
No, that couldn't have been there. It's time to tell the others what's happening. I can't put it off any longer, but I hope I'm wrong. Oh, I hope to God I'm wrong.
So he stayed in the town and the rest of them have left. Stud Heath, England.
Taggart steps onto the moors as the fog curls around his ankles. He shivers, buttons his coat, and walks on.
Of course, the main character has to be a writer, as it's a Stephen King book.
Yeah.
Bill, for the last time.
In a minute!
That's what you said a half an hour ago. And a half hour before that.
What type of English accent is that?
It's cold.
Sorry.
I like the changes, Bill. They're wonderful. You didn't have to take this job, you know. It's not as if we need the money.
In case you've forgotten, I took the job to be with you.
At least when you're doing a novel, you're in a good mood.
Audra, could we... Yeah?
Bill, is that you?
Sorry, fella, do I know you?
This is Mike Hanlon, Bill, from Derry.
Swear to me.
Swear to me that if it isn't dead.
First view of the Losers Club.
Sorry, Mike. For a minute there.
You did know who I was.
For a minute there, I didn't.
Bill, it's back.
You... Sure.
Yeah. I found a photograph of George.
See, he's the guy who has his younger brother killed, and he has a stutter when he was younger, which comes back when he gets older, when he remembers about what happened.
I have to go back to work.
It's a great 90s ponytail.
Georgie.
Please, Bill, tell me a story.
Maybe later.
The magic stone story.
So here we go. This is where the book actually starts.
For me? You made it for me? Can I go sail it?
Oh, we have to seal it first with paraffin.
So in the book, it's quite interesting that he turns into like a werewolf and a mummy, a zombie and a spider. So it'd be interesting to show what he actually turns into in this version, as they cut a few of those out of the movie release.
I wish you could come too. She's your boat, really. Thanks, Bill.
Yuck. You've got cooties all over me. Georgie, be careful.
Sure. SS Georgie.
Pretty cool boat. Quite a sunny day because it was raining so hard.
No, please, no!
Hi, Georgie. Aren't you going to say?
It's quite spooky.
Oh, come on, bucko. Don't you want a balloon?
That's quite cool because in the movie version, he always uses a red balloon, but in the book he uses all different colours. So there we go, there's a yellow one.
And Pennywise, the dancing clown.
I gotta go.
Go without this.
My boat!
Exactly. And there's cotton candy and rides and all sorts of surprises down here. And balloons, too.
Do they float?
Oh, yes. They float.
It's quite cool, I think.
Here with me. You float too!
Nice. Practical effects there. Yeah, in the book he rips the kid's arm off at the shoulder and leaves the body there dead, and then one of the neighbours runs out and finds the body.
I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
That's good. Let's see if it happens, but in the book he has a look at the pictures and the pictures come to life, and I think they try to pull him into the picture.
Georgie.
Oh, there we go.
What's wrong, son? What is it?
But also in the book, his mum and dad don't really care about Bill after Georgie dies. They don't talk to him, they ignore him. The parents can't see the blood because it sort of preys on children because they're easier to scare, and he lives off the fear.
How could I forget?
Leave? Have you lost your mind?
This is something I have to do. The call was from a guy named Mike Hanlon. I haven't heard from him in almost 30 years, not since we were kids. Audra, my brother who died.
Yes, George.
He didn't just die. He was murdered. I know this doesn't make any sense, but I have to go.
For God's sake, why?
Because we made a promise. I don't know.
That's
If you're going back, I'm going too.
Don't even think that.
Why not? You're scary.
Promise me you'll stay here.
Now, in the movie version, she doesn't come after him, but in the book, his wife comes after him and gets captured by Pennywise. So let's see how this one goes. That sort of foreshadows her turning up, the fact that he's made a promise not to turn up.
Oops. Is an American tragedy.
So Ben is the fat kid of the group who, after leaving Derry, he becomes a rich architect and loses all his weight.
Here, let me see what I can do with this. Whoops.
See this light up jeans and jacket? Very 80s, 90s.
Ooh. I love your body.
Oh, I like yours too.
Would you believe I used to be fat?
I bet you were real cute.
No, not just fat, but a regular butterball.
In the book, they call him Tits.
I hear bells. I'll be right back. Hello?
Hey, Stack. It's me, Mike.
You're dead, fat boy. It's payback time, piggy.
That was one of the worst scenes in this story. The bullies get hold of him and they he starts to cut his name into his stomach with a knife, and then he chases him like down a hill and almost kills him.
Very little. Almost nothing.
Will you come?
I'll come.
Denied.
My name is Ben Hanscom. Until last week, I lived with my mom in Houston, Texas.
No, I wouldn't really say that's a fat kid. That's sort of like an average built kid.
Welcome to Derry.
Thank you, Miss Douglas.
Oink, oink.
Like in the story, he's huge. Is that Beverly? Girl who fancies.
What a porker.
That is Beverly. Then she's meant to have like really bright red hair. That's like a huge part of her character.
The sheriff has instituted a 7 p.m. curfew. We live in dangerous times, boys and girls. I want you to be careful.
School's over, you know. Excuse us, please. Can we get through? Honestly, Ronnie, some people have no class. Well, so long, Ben Hanscom. I'm Beverly Marsh.
Also, I think she's meant to be a lot more sort of ragged because Dad doesn't buy her anything.
Hey, look, it's the fat boy. Top the day, fat boy.
What do you want?
I want to teach you something, Porky. I want to make sure you remember my name.
I'll remember, Henry. I'll remember.
Hey, Henry. Come on, don't let me cut him.
Okay.
Yeah, see, they didn't really show him cutting him. He like cuts a H into his stomach and they chase him, and then he hides in a tree.
Come on, get him!
Looks like he's going to hide in the sewer.
What's this? Looks like a geek wading pool to me. So what are you two girls doing down here? Hey, look at the dam. It's stupid little baby dam. Give me that.
That's for my asthma.
Oh, is that a fact, sister?
Leave him alone.
Shut up, you creep. Stop that, or I'll pull your ears down and tie them underneath your chin. Let's go. Ta-ta, girls.
What's with the burping, kid? Is that his thing? He's got burp.
Oh, no. It's empty.
Are they gone? Yes. Look, can you stay here with my friend while I go get his medicine? Yeah.
My dad, he died in the Big C.
The Big C?
Cancer. I was just a little kid.
And my dad died too. He was shot down in Korea. Hey! I'm back!
Yeah, so he's got his bike, which is another major thing in the book. It's called Silver, and it's meant to be like really big and hard to ride. And every time he rides it, he screams, "Hi-ho, Silver."
Why don't you come back tomorrow?
Yeah, me and Eddie, we're trying to make the dam. What you doing, cuz? Just something for school. See? Ooh, a poem. It's private. Your hair is winter fire, January embers. Hey, Mom, listen to this. Benny's in love.
He doesn't live with his cousin in the book.
Ben! Benny! Up here, Ben!
Daddy?
It's quite interesting that they've used him having a dead dad in this one. And that's not mentioned in the book at all.
That's my home now, son!
Although he does see a zombie. I think it's a zombie standing on the water with balloons.
You like it down there?
You'll never have to grow up.
And the orange pom-poms are quite accurate, but he wears like a silver suit.
They all float.
Pretty cool zombie practical effect there. I like that.
Scott. Miss Marsh's office. Hold one, please.
Bev, someone calling from Maine. Said it's important. Maine?
Pam, I said no calls until...
We've got a minute. I'll take it.
No. Get their number and close the door.
So this is Beverly grown up with her dominant husband, whereas in the book he's like a real arsehole, and he basically almost beats the life out of her.
We've got a bunch of well-heeled Japanese gentlemen waiting for us downstairs. We're going to show them around. You're going to play the charming, flamboyant designer. We're going to sit down, make a deal. I'm going to play hardball, and when it's over, we're going to be rich. Okay, let's go. Oh, Bevy, don't ever contradict me in front of Pam again, okay?
Hello?
Beverly, it's Mike Hanlon. Remember me?
Mike Hanlon? Of course I remember. How are you?
Fine. Look, are you sitting down?
Who was on the phone?
I know you're going to think this is crazy. I certainly think it's crazy, but I've got to go to Maine. That was Mike Hanlon on the phone. You remember the call at work today? He's an old dear friend. I have to...
Shut up. That's what you have to do. Just shut up. The very day I make a deal of a lifetime for you, you want to run off to Maine with some old boyfriend? Oh, yes. You've forgotten your manners, little girl. Contradicting me here, smarting off there, and now this. Forgotten your lessons, Bevy. Been too long since last time.
This is where she supposedly fights back and leaves him for dead, but then he comes after her.
It's come back. Remember your promise.
You get into bed.
No.
Then maybe you can leave this house in 2 days instead of 2 weeks.
Not ever, again!
Ooh, hair cream to the head. That's gonna smart in the morning.
If you ever come near me again, I will kill you. Do you understand? I will kill you.
Very, very toned down.
Daddy, breakfast is ready.
And when she was younger, she lived with her abusive dad as well, who didn't like her growing up or seeing boys.
Your hair is winter fire. January embers. My heart burns there too.
Who's that at the door, baby? What you got there?
Nothing.
Let me see that. You've been fooling around with some boy? Poetry from some boy? I worry about you a lot, baby. Sometimes I worry a lot.
Daddy, please.
Not even 12 and already running with some boy. You come to me.
No.
What did you say?
I said no.
Very, very toned down again. So I'm guessing this was put on quite early in the evening.
Hi.
All the kids smoke in the book as well. So
Okay.
haven't seen them do that in this yet.
You could come down with me to the Barrens. The Barrens? This is Eddie. And this is Bill.
Hey, what's this? By George, Martha, it's the River Nile. And 4, count them, 4 sphinxes.
Richie. That's Richie. He can drive you to the bug house and back, but he's okay.
I heard that, you skirt. Hi, Bill. How you doing, Eddie Spaghetti?
Don't do that. I hate it when you do that.
This is Stan the Manuris. Stanley's a Jew, which means he's really smart and says oi a lot.
So Richie is meant to be like a loud mouth, and he does loads of different voices and stuff. It's quite racist in the book, probably because it was written in the 70s.
You are a genius, hey, Stan?
Oh, it's not so much. Yes, it is. It's great. Stop that stuff cold.
Yeah,
it's great.
we could flood out the whole Barrens if we wanted to.
Yeah.
See you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.
Oops. Love triangle.
Hi-yo, Silver! Away!
Here we go.
My heart burns there too.
See, in the book, she knows it's Ben who's written that poem, but it looks like in this, and also in the film version, she thinks that Bill's written the poem. Now, in the book, blood shoots out of the drain, so let's see if they do that.
Help me. Help me, Beverly.
Hello? Is someone there?
The clown brought us down here. We all float. We're all the dead kids. Come closer, Beverly. We all want to meet you.
It's quite cool, the balloon. Pretty cool effect.
The bathroom, Daddy, the bathroom!
Someone peeking in at you, girl?
The sink! In the sink!
Well, what is it you think you saw? Speak up, girl. Sometimes I worry a lot. Now explain yourself. Get to bed.
Say hello to your friends, Beverly. If you try to fight us, you'll die if you try.
Yeah, so that's quite an accurate portrayal of what happens in the book.
Eddie, where are you?
Is that a wig?
Where are you going?
I have to go away for a while.
Eddie, where are you going?
I've got to go back to Derry.
Why would you want to go back to that dirty little town? There's nothing for you there. There never was.
Eddie is controlled by his mum, and his mum makes him think that he's always ill, and his asthma medication is actually a placebo in the book, so he doesn't actually need medication, but she sort of traps him to think that he needs her to protect him. Not quite sure if he lives with his mum as an adult in the book, though. Now in the book, they all get chased out of the theatre by the bullies, and it's like the second encounter they have where the bullies try to kill them. And there's the werewolf. So let's see if they make the clown turn into the werewolf, as they do in the book.
They saw me!
You better go. If I were you guys, I wouldn't pay to see a monster movie. I'd just stay home and look in the mirror.
He does not do that either in the book.
Let's get out of here!
Yeah, let's go.
No, he didn't chase them.
Oh, look. That place scares me green. I think it's haunted.
You know, Eddie, it's been great, but see you later.
Okay, see you later.
Bye, Eddie.
Bye, Eddie. Bye.
I was worried sick. I almost called the police.
Eddie was with us, Mrs.
Go away. You feel warm.
I'm fine.
No gym and no showers with the other boys this week. I don't want you catching their germs.
All right, you guys, quit that running.
Now, look, I'm going to explain this to you only one more time. You take phys ed, you sweat. You take a shower, got it?
Interesting. This is another new scene. I'm just going to do showering with blood. Pretty good. I think I would have been out of there by now.
It's okay, Eddie. I just wanted to say hello. Hot enough for you up there, is it?
Bit of stop motion.
Here I am, Wheezy. Hey, you're gonna like it down here. Oh, come back anytime. Bring your friends.
Okay, yeah, new scene, but quite a little scary clip for Eddie. Trying to think what happens to him in the proper story. I think he might be the kid who goes down to the house and then a sort of zombie leper crawls out from underneath a porch and chases him down the street.
But you get him in front of one high power line. Look, the creature is attacking the city.
Okay, so it's Richie on TV now. I think in the story he's a radio disc jockey. Similar.
I can't tell you. Hold on. Okay, this is fine. Oh. Buenos Aires. Yeah, this is Ricky Tozer. Who's this, Elvis? Who?
Mike Hanlon from Derry, do you remember?
Yeah. Sure, I remember you, Pally. What am I going to tell him? Tell him whatever you have to tell him, Nat. I need a couple of days. Couple of days for what? You're doing fine. You can handle this.
No, this can't be happening.
Help!
a werewolf.
But nothing could change the way they felt. They had learned to be strong together. They had beaten the dragon with their magic stones, and nothing would ever be the same again.
I want to be the first rock and roll singer from Derry. Either that or an impressionist.
Your voices all sound the same, Richie.
I was just about to say, in the story, they block up the river and it floods like half the town, or blocks up all the storm drains.
Officer Nell.
Don't Officer Nell me. You're fixing to backflood all the drains in town. Now listen to me, all of you. There's been another murder, little Velma Daniels. Her poor body was found this morning down by the canal. So if you come down here to play, come together like you are now, understand?
All right, twerp. Who threw it, huh? Was it you? It was you, wasn't it? The Paramount Theater. Who did it?
Ooh, watch where you're going.
Tozer!
Is that the guy from X-Files?
Go downstairs and get a mop from Mr. Marsh and clean us up.
Mr. Marsh!
Beverly's dad work at the school in this?
Drunk as a skunk. Mr. Marsh?
Freddy's gonna get you.
I had a little accident in the cafeteria.
Is it Michael J. Fox? Teen Wolf?
I'll show you how to flow down. They all flow down here.
I think they like that teeth effect. I mean, Tim Curry's doing a good job, but yeah, he's not that scary, is he? I've got a feeling they didn't have a big budget for the werewolf mask either.
I remember the day I took that photo. One of the best days of my life. We were lucky that summer. Lucky we didn't get our fool cells killed.
I brought this old photo album from home. My dad was stationed in Derry during World War II, and he started collecting these old photos that go way back to the olden days. But the ironworks exploded, and all these people got killed.
So I wonder if they go to the ironworks. In the story, there's a huge bird, I think it is, that chases him into a pipe and tries to peck a hole in the pipe and kill him.
Howdy, partner. What do you say to a rocket in your pocket?
Hey, you! Stop that right now!
Get him! It wasn't a clown at first. It was a werewolf.
I didn't see a werewolf, just a clown. It was the werewolf for Richie because he saw that dumb movie.
But it was a clown underneath.
So maybe it's some kind of evil being that can read our minds and take the shape of stuff we're afraid of.
So they're working out how it works. Now, if this follows the story properly, they're going to come across the rest of them and they're going to have a huge rock fight where they cause a lot of injuries to each other. Or do they just throw a couple of rocks and they run off?
God, Henry Bowers. Rocks, 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 ammo. Help me, please, help me.
You're dead!
Here they go, the epic rock fight. My favourite part in the book.
The Losers Club. yeah, the Losers Club. Today I want him, so buzz off.
Why don't you guys get out of here? You're through, Bowers, get out.
You stuttering freak.
Right in the leg.
Ah! 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 Run, Henry!
Not a cut in sight.
Get out.
What if I won't?
I think the 6 of us could put you in the hospital.
7. I'll kill you all.
I'll kill you all!
He's not really crazy enough, I don't think. He's a bit more unhinged.
Why are you guys anyway?
We're sort of a club.
Yeah, the Losers Club. Hey, we're 7 now. Lucky 7.
What a pose.
Hold it. Pennywise the clown?
That's him. That's him.
Now look, here he is again.
It. Look.
Kill you all! I'll drive you crazy, and I'll kill you all! I'm every nightmare you ever had. I am your worst dream come true.
Don't let it get you, man. You saw it too.
I didn't want to.
But you did.
That's what you want? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted, you turkey.
You turkey.
You killed my brother George, you bastard! Let's see you now. Let's see you now.
Somebody treading something. Scary villain pop.
Got a letter from Mom today. She asked when we were going to make her a grandma.
The woman's uncanny. I was just thinking the same thing myself. Don't know.
So who's this guy? Is this Stanley?
U.S. resident Stan speaking. This better be good.
Okay.
Hello, Stan. It's Mike Hanlon.
I'll be damned.
Stan, it's come back. Don't you remember your promise?
What? Yes, Mike.
You promised.
Yes, I remember.
I hope you come.
Who was it, honey?
No one, really. I think I'll take a bath.
In the story, Stan kills himself because he doesn't want to go back to Maine and face it because he's too scared.
1 out of 10. You're worse than I am, kiddo.
Those cans turned into bottles then.
It's like it's supposed to be bad.
Yeah.
Now they should make like a ball out of silver to try and kill the werewolf, which they're going to use in the slingshot.
Mother's earrings, baby. Solid silver.
But they make it out of Ben's silver dollar, not Richie's mum's earrings. Similar.
Maybe this isn't such a good idea. Shh.
So we haven't really seen him in very many different forms apart from the werewolf, which is quite strange because in the movie they do a lot of forms apart from the werewolf, and then in this one it's the other way around.
Lucky 7, Stanny.
Said I was in.
I suppose they showed the zombie thing coming out of the water briefly.
Where are they going? Down in the sewer, stupid.
Just noticed they've actually cut out the whole bit where they get to Pennywise's house, so I'm guessing that's not in it.
You mean we gotta go down there?
That building's a lot bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
We're going down in the pipes. Remember when we chased that dog down in there? Yeah. Okay, you go how we went. You'll come out ahead of him, chase him back towards us. Go by myself, Henry? Go by myself, Henry? Yeah, go by yourself for a dog.
And he was never seen of again.
Eddie, which way is Gary?
Now, I'm pretty much 100% sure they're not going to put in the bit which everyone talks about in the book, if you have a look at a book review, where all the boys have sex with Beverly, even in their kids, which is like the weirdest chapter in the whole book. It's not in the movie, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be in this. Special effects lights. I don't know. There's the burp.
Guess you're the first.
Pretty big sewers. I mean, the pipes. It's like proper tunnels. Here comes the turtles.
Who's missing?
Stan.
Oh no!
And just noticed.
Now, before you die, I want you to think about every rock you threw. Hey, Henry?
the light in the tunnel. It's strange, but yeah, quite scary. What's it done to his hair? Turn him into David Bowie.
Stan! It's coming! It's coming!
Stan, run into the TV set.
Hands, quick!
So it's some sort of spaceship. Now in the story it does come from space and lands on Earth like millions of years ago, and there's a light behind the monster called the Deadlights, which you don't actually see, but it's like the power behind it. So maybe that's what they're trying to portray with that alien turtle thing.
Quick! Take hands before we get lost in this stuff. Grab hold! Okay, whatever happens, hang on. It's not as strong as I thought it was, or it could have killed us just then. We have to resist! Georgie?
No, Bill! That's not George! Don't break the circle!
Bevy! Bevy, what do you think you're doing down here with these boys?
So let's try and trick them all.
Daddy, I'm...
Wake up, hot stuff. That ain't Daddy.
Get off me, Michael J. Fox. Just the hands.
Stanley boy.
Dad?
That's it. Let go. Be afraid. You all taste so much better when you're afraid.
Hurry, Bev, kill it!
Kill me? Oh, you are priceless.
Now, silver only works when it's a werewolf because it gets the weakness of the form it turns into.
This is battery acid, you slime!
Yeah, see, that wouldn't have worked on the clown form. I do like the effects, even though they look a bit cheesy. They're pretty cool. So I'm sort of guessing that's where the first half of the series would end, because I think that's about halfway point. It's about 3 hours long.
Swear to me that if it isn't dead, I'll come back.
They're meant to all cut their hands and link together.
Swear.
Stanley?
That's another fine mess you got me into, Stanley.
Georgie, how could I have forgotten? I'm so sorry.
Take your pick, Billy boy. Oh, except for the one on the end. That's already taken. Sorry.
Ooh, Stanley's gone.
I'm not afraid of you.
Teeth's not so sharp anymore. Bill? What's that silly hairstyle you got going on there?
I remember you as a kid.
Welcome home, Bill.
I feel so thick, Mike. I don't remember much of it at all, what we did. I don't even remember why I came back, except for Georgie. How come you remember?
I never left. How could I forget?
One of us lived around here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right down the street.
She was poor. Her father was the janitor. This was Poor Town.
Yeah, still is.
And I live slap bang in Poor Town.
Hey, I'm a bachelor, Bill. That's all I need. It's clean, and better yet, it's paid for. Maybe this will stimulate those old memory banks a little.
See, in the book, Bill goes off for a little wander and he finds silver in a second-hand shop.
Something made me buy it. It's got a flat tire, but that's all that's wrong with it.
And then he brings it back to Mike's house. Now, I think that's meant to be when the boys get chased by the werewolf for the second time.
Oh, come on. Not the Paramount, you slime balls!
So it's the 60s and the 90s, not the 50s and the 80s. So they have moved it 10 years.
I'm pretty sure he's coming back.
Good. I'm gonna wait here for me.
So both adaptations have sort of set it in their own era that the film was made.
Come on up, Richie. I got a balloon for you. What's the matter? One balloon, not enough. Try a
That's pretty good. Blood balloons.
Is everything all right?
Yes. Last chance, Tasha. Get out before it gets dark tonight.
Do you have Prince Albert in a can? You do? Well, you better let the poor guy out.
He does a good crazy.
This Miller thing, I'll call Todd myself. What about the engineer's report? What? What's that? You're breaking up, friend.
Nice mobile phone. Oh, that's a brick. I used to have a personal organizer like that. Oh, yes.
Wait for me.
Nice to see you again. What have you been up to all these years?
We can't wait to get you down here with us.
You're in my mind. Only in my mind.
Had to use the skeleton again. Looks like they tried to make it talk, but it didn't quite work, so they cut away.
Hey, who walked all over your grave? I wasn't gonna hurt you.
Random homeless guy. That's cool, because in the story he does actually use the balloons to send messages to them all, so that's quite accurate with the text on the balloon.
How old are you now, son?
11, almost 12.
So it's just a bit where he tells them about it being a placebo.
Do you know what a placebo is, Eddie?
I gotta go.
It's water, Eddie. Water with a squirt of camphor to make it taste like medicine.
No.
Your doctor is weak and your mother is determined that you're ill.
I do have asthma, I do.
Sir? Nothing like a good pull on the old lung sucker, huh?
The old lung sucker.
Mr. Keene? Mr. Keene, I just wanted to thank you for trying to tell me the truth a long time ago.
It's all in your head, sonny.
Mr. Keene. Mr. Keene?
Get out of Derry while you still can. Beware, girly boy.
Eddie looks like a young Jim Carrey. See, all these bits they're doing in the town, in the proper story, they do this after they all meet up. So they all meet up, they have a meal, and then they all split off and have a look around the town, and these little bits happen.
You must have rung the wrong bell. I was looking for Marsh.
Marsh?
Yes.
There's no Marsh here. You don't mean Alvin Marsh.
Yes, my father.
I hate to be the one to have to tell you this, a stranger, but your father's been dead this last 5 years.
But on the bell, it... Kirsch. I thought it said Marsh.
I'm Mrs. Kirsch. I knew your father a little. Come in. Let me give you tea while I insist. Feel free to look around. Perhaps you'd like to freshen up.
Did you fall asleep in there?
That's a fast trip.
Well, go on, dear. Drink it while it's nice and hot.
Soup? No, it's blood.
If you're wise, you'll run, dear, run. Because to stay will mean worse than your death. They float down.
I worry about you, Bevy. I worry a lot.
You're not real! You're not real!
Zombie lady dad. He's loving it. He was boarded up all along.
International reservations, please. Yes, I'd like a seat on your next flight to the United States.
So this is Bill's wife booking her journey to go and get him from Derry. So that's very similar to the book. And here they are all meeting up for their meal.
Eddie? Ben? Eddie Casper. Hey, Stack.
Hey, Stack.
Where's Richie Tozier when you need a good line?
Ben.
I'm afraid so. Can't believe it.
Eddie?
Look at you. Hey, Bill.
All right, who got bald and who got wrinkled and how many got chillin' got wings? Beep, beep, Richie.
Beverly.
What a bunch of handsome old men.
At least they could tell it was her, and she's the only girl.
As soon as I crossed the county line, it was like this veil dropped over my eyes.
This is battery acid, you slime!
Take a breath, man. Breathe.
I'm okay. I think I remember who Pennywise was now.
I think I'm overacting. It's all right.
What the hell is happening, you guys? I mean, what is going on?
And you saved Stan's life. You remember that part?
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Stan. Stan! Stan!
Just scream into the restaurant.
Come on. Let's have a couple of drinks, huh? Do you want some good food? Have a couple of chucks, and let's just leave the wolf out the door, huh?
Spoken like a real loser.
All right.
The losers.
Somebody please tell me he was hit by a freight train and put out his misery.
No such luck. You want to see Henry Bowers, you'll find him up at Juniper Hills.
So Henry Bowers, the bully, is up at the mental asylum.
Pulled him out. His hair had turned white.
He was babbling about a bright light.
And a clown.
And he was saying something about being the Goblin King.
Henry Bowers. Up here, sharp stuff.
It's not very good effects.
You helped me once. Remember? You chased those brats. Almost got him, Henry. Almost. You gotta go back to Derry and kill them all. Henry, kill them all. Kill them all. Kill them all. Kill them all. Kill them all.
I guess he's got to kill them all.
Now, we all came here based on the strength of a promise. As far as I'm concerned, everybody at this table made good on that promise. Wherever we go from here, I have no expectations.
All right, let's see if monsters come out of the fortune cookies, like in the story. Chicken?
Everything was okay?
Everything was fine, thank you.
Very fine. Thank you.
Yum, 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 yum.
Let's get the hell out of here.
They need to cook their food better.
Why are we the only ones that can see this?
Well, now, there you got me stumped. Let's ask the answer man. Oh, Mike.
Hold on just a sec. Hello, Stan? Oh, Mike Hanlon. Is this the Uris residence? I'm trying to get a hold of Stan Uris.
I love this man. He's like the brother I never had. Wait a minute! He is the brother I never had!
Beep, beep, Richie. Stan?
Stan's dead.
Stan is dead. He cut his wrist in the bathtub right after I phoned him.
Now he realises what the Graves is all about.
Stan was the last one of us to see it that summer. Even seeing the clown didn't make it real for him. Nothing did. Until that afternoon in August.
Are they going to go back to Pennywise's house?
Go, go! Go!
Hi, yo, Silver! Away!
I can't honestly say I saw anything that day. Stan's the one who saw it.
Okay, so that's different.
He said he was down in Lambkin Park by a bird feeder, watching birds.
Is this the giant bird story? So they seem to have merged a few different stories together here. Giant bird and the house and being chased on the bike, they're all different stories, all the different parts of the story.
Yeah? I'm right here.
And again, this is a different part of the stories. This is like the mummy.
The only thing he could think of to do was to hold his bird book out in front of him like a shield and say as loud as he could the names of all the birds he could remember. Long neck
fish, speckled grouse, Baltimore oriole, and brown thrush.
Brown thrush.
The day that we went into the sewer, Stan saw it. Not the clown, but he saw what was behind the clown. And he said, I saw it. I looked right into its some kind of lights.
So there we go, that's the deadlights, which are the true form of it.
He said, I looked into its deadlights, and I wanted to be there.
Deadlights.
Okay, so that's what this flying alien thing was meant to be, was it?
I need a drink.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry I'm late. Well, let's see who's here. Billy boy.
Well, at least he got another part.
Speaking of dads, Bevy, yours isn't worried about you anymore. He loves your choice in men. Wheezy, how's your sex life? I finally made it, guys. I'm in the deadlights now.
We all float down here, and you will too. In fact, they all float.
Took him a long time to close that fridge door. They all just stood there and watched the guy talking. Who you gonna call?
Bill? What is it?
He thrusts
He thrusts his fist against the post and still insists he sees the ghosts. That's all it says over and over and over.
gave me that to say to help with my stutter.
So that's quite accurate to the book. He has to keep saying that line over and over, and then he has to use that to kill it at the end, to like sort of force himself to face it. Mike stays behind in the library in the story, and then Henry Bowers almost kills him.
Henry!
And then he goes after the rest of them.
You don't have to talk out loud, Henry. I can hear you when you just think it. And they can't hear me at all. I want to pay them back. Yeah. Pay them back. But you're gonna have to get out of here. You're gonna have to go back to Derry.
Lead the way, Henry. Lead the way.
All right, dog meat, I've had it. Your head's gonna be bouncing off the floor.
So this asylum, they all sleep in the hallway, do they? Did he have a dog's head? I guess that's him out there.
I'm sure by now you all remember what was going on in Derry 30 years ago. There was a rash of killings, maimings, disappearances, mostly children. Everybody was afraid, but nobody did anything.
I remember a man, Mr. Ross. He was on his front porch. I was coming home from school. Henry Bowers was waiting, right outside my house. He looked so concerned. I thought he was going to help me, but...
Now that's quite a scary bit in the book where the bullies chase her and she has to try and get away from them all. And she has to like climb under a garbage truck. Pretty much they try to kill all the kids at some point in the book.
Daddy came home. One of the only times I was ever really glad to see him.
But she's actually running away from her dad, so Dad didn't save her.
It's 30 years later, and right on schedule. The killings start up again when I found something at the latest crime site.
Georgie?
6 of you left Derry and became unusually successful. Big-time breadwinners.
Leaving you here holding the bag.
This TV version is very slow paced, but I think it's because they got a lot of dialogue in there to try and explain what's going on in the story. So there's a lot of scenes where they're just sat around talking, which I'll probably cut out of the video reaction. I think that's a lot of text in the book, so they've cut that out of the cinema movie version.
I feel like I've been driving forever.
Well, you just cross the old bridge down there at the Barrens and hang a left.
The Barrens?
Yes, where they used to play when they were kids.
How did you know?
Don't you want your balloon first, Miss Denborough?
Don't you want it? Don't you want it? Don't you want it? Don't you want it? Don't you want it?
Oh, that's her screwed.
When the sun comes up, I'm dust, and I would suggest that the rest of you follow me and get the hell out of Dodge.
I cleaned it up once.
What?
The blood. I cleaned the whole thing up that very same night.
As in the story, they all helped her clean the bathroom, because that's where they figure out that the adults can't see the blood, because her dad can't see it, so she brings all the kids round, and then they can see it, and they help her to clean it all up.
I decided if I was ever going to sleep in this house again, I'd have to know the truth, to see if anyone besides me could see the blood.
Ah, here we go.
What happened in here? Somebody get murdered?
You see it? You really see it? I thought I was going crazy. It was so strange to be happy about something so grim. I fell in love with all you guys that day. And after we cleaned it up, the blood never came back.
Essentially rubbing her face on his hand.
It'll be morning soon.
I'm cold.
I'll get you something.
Oh, there's a shawl in my room.
I'll join you.
So Henry Bowers attacks him in the hotel and not in the library.
I'll pay you back. So we'll pay you all back.
Mike grabs something and stabs him back again.
Good. I'm glad we're alone for a minute. I've been wanting to say something to you. Your hair is winter fire, January embers.
My heart burns there, too.
It was you. I've been waiting a long time to thank the poet.
Oh, so she does know it's him.
Been waiting until we were both ready. I'm ready now, are you?
Is this a trick? Is it Pennywise or what's going on? Yep.
Kiss me, fat boy.
Yeah, see, this whole bit in the hotel is completely different. I don't think he dies there either. I think he limps off after them. Mike gets found in the library with like a stab to his artery in his leg, and he's like put a tourniquet on there with his belt, and he's in the hospital at the end.
If Mike dies, there will be 5 of us left. Who comes next?
You remember what my father was like? I fell in love with a man who turned out to be everything I always hated in my father.
At least you fell in love with somebody. At least you felt something. That's a miracle, too.
You have the heart of a poet, Dad. Your hair is winter fire.
A poet?
Why'd you say that?
You wrote it, didn't you? Your hair is winter fire, January embers, something. When I was young, I thought it was Bill, but it was you, wasn't it?
Damn it, Bev, is that you in there? Is that the clown?
It's me.
That's dramatic.
Everyone else is right outside.
Henry.
Dead.
Police.
Not yet.
No police yet. It's just a murder. Don't worry about it. We'll deal with it in a couple of days.
My jacket. Outside pocket.
Hey, it's silver. You can kill it.
You went back? You went alone?
That did not happen in the book. He didn't work on his own and go and get the silver back. Maybe they're going to use it for a second time.
I figured we might need that kind of help again one day. When I came out, I kind of got my life together.
In the book, they sort of, it goes really weird at the end, and they shoot off into the dead lights, and they see like the universe, and there's a big turtle that created everything. Pennywise is like this big evil, and it goes very sort of trippy. They probably won't do that. It looks like they're pointing towards, they're just gonna shoot him again with some silver, maybe.
Need a ride, Bill?
Where you going, Richie?
Airport.
I guess we are too, Bill.
For years, I've been getting paid to scare people. But I'm the one who's been scared. I don't want to be scared anymore. I'm going back in. This time I'm gonna kill it.
Please help me.
I don't suppose anybody thought to bring anything really useful like a machine gun.
I brought this. It's the only thing I saved from those days.
I remember you were dead shot, Bev. You hit the clown Pennywise in the head, it broke open?
And underneath it was a light.
Bright lights.
Dead lights, Bev.
So they are going to shoot it again, aren't they? With the slingshot.
Come on, guys, what the hell are you gonna do now? Sing Kumbaya? Wake up. Take a breath. You smell that? That's death.
Richie wasn't like an arsehole like this in the book. They all like work together. Seems a bit out of place to the story because they're meant to be like all bonded together, so they all work as one.
I still say we should have brought a machine gun.
So I don't know why they made him into like a whinge. That's wife's bag.
It's not possible. Come on, man, what? Audra. Oh, in God's name. She's down here.
It's a trap. Leroy Jenkins. Oh, don't slip over.
Now we need you. We need you to stand up for us like before, or none of us is going to get out of here.
Looks like we're off the map.
I think
That way.
Straight back into the set.
The roots all grow down.
Yeah, the walls cracked, remember?
when it came.
Something's coming.
It's Georgie's boat.
My boat.
Georgie.
All your fault.
He's got his arm missing though, look.
All your fault, Bill.
It just didn't show it getting ripped off.
It was in the drain, Bill. It was in the drain, and you let it kill me.
Damn it, Bill, that thing's not your brother. Come on, man, fight it.
You're not George. George is dead. And it's not my fault.
Vanish.
You killed my brother George, you bastard. Let's see you now.
Let's see you now. Show yourself.
While you still can.
Show yourself.
You still think you can see me? You'll never see me. You'll see only what your little mind can allow. You'll lose your little mind in my dead lights.
Like the last form you see in the book is he turns into like this huge spider with like an egg sac underneath it, and there's all these eggs on the floor which are a bit like aliens, and Ben has to crush all the eggs.
It wakes up every 30 years and it feeds. And in order to feed, it has to take on some kind of physical form.
And they have to go through like a little door in the wall, and they describe it like a door out of a fairy tale. Is this the door? Looks like it. Oh, is this the spider coming?
Bill, for God's sake!
Wait for us, buddy.
Oh, it is a spider.
Damn it, hell.
Nice B-movie effects. Oh, pretty cool though. Ah, that's the belly they saw earlier. Is that the deadlights?
I believe in Santa Claus. I believe in the Easter Bunny.
What?
But I don't believe in you.
Yeah, he gets killed in the book. Okay, so they just needed a bit of silver and a slingshot, apparently.
Hey, nice shot, Beth.
You're gonna be fine, Spaghetti Man.
Richie, please. For the last time, don't call me that.
Eddie, Eddie.
In the book, it isn't Spaghetti Man. He doesn't like it. It's just the word Eds.
If that thing comes back when I'm 70.
Let's finish it
Once and for all.
So they're just going to give it a kick in, are they? Sort of similar to the book. I think Bill climbs inside the body and crushes the heart inside, like squeezes it until it bursts.
Audra.
But that's after he flies off into space and has a conversation with the giant turtle.
It's all coming down.
And the story, he takes her home with him and she's in like a coma, and then he sits on the back of his bike, takes her for a ride down this massive hill after the town explodes and she snaps out of it. And they leave Eddie's body down in the sewers.
I guess that's how I'd like to remember us, if I could remember us. Standing there by the lake, the sun going down on our childhood. This will be my last entry. I got it in just in time. Just before the fog in my brain swept all my memories away entirely. The nightmare is over. What little police involvement there was brief and cursory, as is always the case here in Derry. As of this writing, Richie is still knocking them dead. He's got a part in a movie. Ben and Bev left Derry together, headed west. After a week, they were married. A few weeks later, they were pregnant.
Slightly different. They do go off together, but they don't get pregnant, I don't think.
Bill and Audra are still here. I wish the news were better, but Audra's condition is unchanged.
She does get better in the book.
Bill has been good to visit every day. We laugh about our failing memories. We sometimes have to ask each other's names now.
Oh, will he do the bike bit?
Wait. This bike saved little Stan's life once. Mine too. We were going so fast, I think we beat the devil. I don't know if I can go that fast again.
Like I said, in the book, the whole town falls apart when it dies because it's part of the town. So when he rides the bike down, all the roads are smashed up and he almost falls into the big hole in the middle of town.
Beat it, Audra. Beat it, beat it, beat it. Come on, come on. It's okay, hang on. Just hang on, it's okay.
Similar. The end. Okay, there we go. That was It, the TV series version. I think it was about 3 hours long. I'm gonna have to chop this right down to try and get it into a watchable video. There was a lot of stuff in there which didn't really need to be in there. There was a lot of quiet bits, there was a lot of long dialogue with them basically trying to explain what's going on in the book, which didn't really need to be in there. Like I said, it was different to the movie version. The creatures were a lot different. They put the werewolf in there, which isn't in the movie, but then cut out lots of the other creatures. Pennywise's main house, which is a huge part of the story. It is very close to the book. I can see why they cut a lot out, because it would have cost a lot back then in the 90s for a TV program as well to stick all of that in. I did appreciate all the effects that they did put in there. There was a lot of practical effects which looked pretty cool for the time. I can't see why everybody thought this was such a huge thing back in the day. I remember lots of people thinking this TV movie was really cool, and it's got like a cult following. Everybody likes the Tim Curry clown. I think he did the best job out of everybody in there. He was quite a cool character. It wasn't as scary as like everyone used to make out it was. Everyone used to say this film was like really freaky, and everyone didn't like the fact that he was down in the drain and all this stuff. It didn't age very well. It's quite a low budget TV movie. It was okay. It was just way too long. I don't think I'd like to sit through and watch that all again, but yeah, not too bad. Obviously the new movie is a lot better than this TV version, I would say, but I would still say the book is the king. If you have managed to watch this all the way through to the end, then I thank you very much for sitting there and watching this all with me. I will cut it down as much as possible, but there are probably bits I'm gonna have to keep in there, but there might be big chunks of it cut out, so if it doesn't make that much sense, I'm sorry for that. Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, can I ask that you please thumb up the video? It really does help. Hit that subscribe button if you have done so already, and ring that bell, because nowadays YouTube doesn't notify people when their videos come up, but by hitting that bell then it will tell you when my videos are up, hopefully once a month. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.